Let me ask you something dangerous. What if you could learn faster than anyone you know? What if you could memorize entire books, crack complex problems, and master new skills in days instead of years, without being smarter, without working harder, and without wasting your life stuck in a loop of mediocrity? It sounds like a fantasy, doesn't it? But it's not. It's very, very real. Because the truth is, there's a hidden world, a world where intelligence is manufactured, where genius isn't born, it's built. And deep inside that world, buried in government archives and elite intelligence training programs, are techniques specifically designed to warp your brain into a learning machine. We're talking about spy-level mental programming, crafted by the CIA, honed for field agents, and kept far away from your textbooks and classrooms for a reason. These methods are so effective, so ruthlessly powerful, that they had to be compartmentalized, sanitized, and stripped of their potency before ever reaching the public. But what if I told you, I got them? What you're about to learn isn't motivational fluff. It's not watered-down advice like use flashcards or read more books. That's for amateurs, for civilians, for people who want to feel productive while staying exactly the same. What you're going to get is forged in the fires of psychological warfare, built for agents who have to learn languages in weeks, master weapons systems overnight, or decode enemy tactics under pressure. Because when you're a spy, you don't have time to study hard. You need to absorb information like a sponge on command. You need to burn it into your neurons in hours. You need to manipulate your brain like a machine, because survival depends on it. Now ask yourself, why should they have this power, but not you? You've been lied to. You were told intelligence is something you're born with. You were told that learning is slow, boring, painful. You were trained, yes, trained, to be a passive, obedient student, to wait, to struggle, to settle. But what if you could rewire that? What if you could flip your brain into spy mode and never look at learning the same way again? These 7 CIA-level hacks will erase everything you thought you knew about learning. They'll dig deep into your subconscious, force your brain to operate on easy mode, and make you addicted to mastering anything you want, fast. But I need to warn you, once you see how simple this really is, you'll realize how much time you've wasted. You'll see how school, society, and even your own habits were designed to keep you mentally weak. These aren't tips. These are neural weapons. So if you're ready to unshackle your brain and finally learn like a spy, you're about to step into a world that was never meant for you. But once you enter, you'll never be normal again. Let's begin. Hack number 1, the Black File Protocol, memory priming injection. This one's terrifyingly effective. The CIA doesn't start teaching agents new info directly. First, they prime their brain. Why? Because information is not absorbed in a neutral mind. It's absorbed in a prepared one. Here's how it works. Before learning something, agents are exposed to high-emotion, context-specific stimuli, images, sounds, even smells, related to what they're about to study. This tricks the brain into thinking, this is critical, this is life or death. And when the brain believes that, it locks in information like a steel trap. You can do this by watching a high-stakes movie scene, reading a thriller passage, or immersing yourself in the real-world use case of the topic you're about to learn. This raises adrenaline, activates emotional memory centers, and preloads your neural circuits to devour knowledge instead of resisting it. This hack hijacks your limbic system, making your brain crave learning. You don't study anymore, you absorb. Hack number 2, cognitive time dilation. Spy state focus window. Forget Pomodoro. Spies use cognitive dilation, an altered perception of time that happens in deep focus states. When trained agents enter this zone, 20 minutes feels like 2 hours of learning. How? By isolating every sensory distraction, lowering brainwave frequencies, and syncing focus using something called theta entrainment, a pattern of sound or movement that forces your brain into deep, trance-like concentration. For you, this means block all light except your study material. Use a metronome or slow binaural beats, not music, beats, at 4 to 7 Hz. Cut off all incoming dopamine. No snacks, no tabs open, no notifications. Do 60 seconds of deep box breathing. Your brain slips into a mode where learning feels timeless, like you're suspended in mental air. You'll feel it the first time, and when you do, you'll chase it, like a drug. Hack number 3, the obsession loop. CIA emotional anchor technique. Ever wonder how agents remember thousands of tiny, random details under pressure? They don't just memorize, they emotionally anchor data. The brain remembers what it feels, not what it reads. So, CIA trainers inject an emotional trigger into every major concept agents learn. They tie information to fear, anger, guilt, desire, anything strong enough to burn the data into the amygdala. Here's how you use it. Take what you're trying to learn and create a fictional disaster where not knowing it ruins your life, or someone else's. Invent a story so intense your body reacts. Sweaty palms, heart rate, emotion. Now your brain thinks the info is survival critical. This isn't study. This is biological imprinting. Hack number 4, neural reset protocol, the sleep switch. The biggest mistake you make? Studying non-stop. Spies don't do that. They insert neural reset points, micro-sleeps, and intentional forgetfulness to let the brain consolidate data correctly. If you force new info onto a tired brain, it gets dumped. But if you pause, close your eyes for 5 to 10 minutes in silence, and allow a mini reset, your hippocampus fires like it's sleeping, without actually sleeping. This makes it store info in long-term memory automatically. Set a timer. Every 45 minutes, stop. Close your eyes, total silence. 10 minutes. No scrolling, no talking, nothing. You'll feel guilty for wasting time. That's how you know it's working, because now your brain has space to organize and fuse the knowledge. Hack number 5, the disruption method, pattern inversion learning. The CIA has a dirty little secret. They teach agents in reverse. Instead of building knowledge linearly, they expose agents to the outcomes first. The mission, the failure, the chaos, and then work backwards. This violates the brain's expectations, which increases retention tenfold. Do this. Instead of reading chapter 1 first, read the last few pages. Skim the test, look at the answers, then come back. Your brain starts asking questions instead of receiving answers, and this flips on a mental predator mode. Curiosity, urgency, need-to-know energy. The result? You don't try to remember. Your brain starts chasing the answer on its own, voluntarily. That's what learning on easy mode really looks like. Hack number 6, the mirror agent technique, identity-based absorption. Here's the real kicker. The brain doesn't learn facts. It learns identities. CIA field trainers use a method where agents temporarily assume an identity of the expert they're learning from. Not just listening, but thinking, moving, and speaking as if they are that person. Why? Because the human brain is wired for social mimicry. If your brain believes you are the master, it starts wiring itself to support that identity. So when you study, don't sit like a student. Don't act like one. Don't even call yourself one. Instead, mirror the posture, tone, and mindset of the world's top expert on what you're learning. This makes your subconscious say, "Oh, we are this person. Let's act like it." Suddenly, knowledge isn't entering your brain. It's being reclaimed. Hack number 7, deep echo repetition, the weaponized recall loop. Most people use repetition wrong. They cram and forget. Spies use something darker, echoed repetition spaced across varied emotional states. They review the same info, while calm, while stressed, while physically tired, while walking, while sitting in silence. Why? Because the brain stores different versions of the same knowledge under different states. This builds a bulletproof neural net. The data is now accessible under stress, in chaos, or mid-mission. You do the same. Review that formula, language, or script. In your room, on a walk, when angry, when sleepy. Now it's not just knowledge, it's a reflex. You don't remember anymore. You respond. Got it. Which hack hit you the hardest? Comment the number below. Don't just watch, lock it into your brain. And if you want the next level CIA secrets, comment, "I'm in." I'll know who's ready.